Hey everyone, Charles here, and first of all, thank you for stopping by my podcast. If this show inspires you, makes you think, or gives you that courage to jump into action, please help by donating to this show. Click the link in the description and donate. Your donation helps us with production and finding great guests moving forward. Thank you and enjoy.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, how you guys doing? We are live. Welcome to the Jump Podcast Show. We got something special for you today. I got a couple of guests coming on board, and it's a show about business. If you ever want to get into business and see how it's done, then this is a show for you. So stay tuned, relax, and we'll be right back.
You know you should be doing something different, right? Hey, I'm talking to you. Do you believe that you have the gift for greatness or have a special talent, but don't have the courage to take that next step? Always wondering how others made it look so easy? Well, welcome to Jump, the show that will bring you special guests just like you and me. How did they get the courage to jump into greatness? Doing what they love and living the good life. So, get ready to jump with your host, Charles Matthews Jr.
Yes. So welcome to the show. Our special guest will be coming on momentarily. So we'd love to have them on board. And listen, if you want to get on the show, all you do is live. You just have to go down to the button, hit the on-air buttons, the little microphone, click the microphone, and then you'll be one of our callers coming in live. So love to have you on the show. And if this is your first time, thank you for listening. All right. We're going to be talking about how you can get into business. And a friend of mine has a new area that would love to come on in. So we're going to bring them in just now and tell you how you can get into business. All right. So let's get Ryan on the phone. Ryan, are you there?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, well, among many things, I know we've talked before about my business and the Detailing Nights. But more recently, we had started the Afro-Caribbean Business Network to really work with more entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage and to really sit down with them to figure out what stage in business they are today and then figure out what their goals are and what resources they need to get there. And on top of getting them connected to resources, whether that be funding, marketing, sales, accounting, we want to be that accountability partner. So working alongside them, let's say for a whole year, but each month checking in and making sure that they're hitting those milestones that they committed to.
All right. So now you're a person that loves business. Tell everybody a little bit about your background story and how you got into business and how you have the knowledge to help other people, because you do other radio shows, you help out other companies, you help get grants. So tell my listeners a little bit about your backstory.
Sure. So 2009, I felt like I was working a good job. I was being promoted and they're flying me places. You're like, oh, okay, everything's going great. And 2 weeks before my wedding, I called into the manager's office and was laid off. And really, that was the big gut check for me, where I realized, yeah, no matter how cushy or secure you feel, as long as if it's not your business, then you're never really secure. And my dad had always been kind of planting the seed of entrepreneurship. You know, if you want to be rich, you need to start your own business, you need to do your own thing, you need to control your own destiny. And I felt like that gut check was a time that I really reflected and then decided, hey, I can start my own company. I know my brother loved to clean cars, and I had chosen that time to go back to school and finish my accounting diploma. But I said, I feel like I can figure out the business side of things. And if you do the car cleaning, we can make this company happen. And that's really where Detailing Nights was born. And as it grew, then he taught me how to detail. So we were a team, and then it grew past us. And we didn't just want it to be like a group of employees where people are really capped at what they could potentially earn. And at one point, I was doing the College Pro Painters franchise, and I realized this model is something that we could bring to car cleaning. So we decided to work with youth in the community to teach them how to start their own businesses and really develop a youth entrepreneurship program. And then that program, as youth were graduating out of it, I realized that there weren't a lot of organizations in our own community that they can now go to and really start building their own business or even expand on what they learned with us. And also even for myself, when we were at the point of starting to scale and starting to think about franchising and moving into other cities, I've gone to other Black focused organizations that talk about business, and when I talked about my plans and aspirations, they really just said that's not within our mandate. And that's where I started to think to myself, if the organizations that exist don't have it in their mandate to help people franchise or expand or export, import to the diaspora, whether that be Africa or Caribbean, maybe we can build it ourselves. So 7 of us came around the table that first breakfast morning and figured, hey, can we build a resource that entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage can now go to and be a place that either they can jumpstart their business or at least grow and scale what they're currently working on.
Right. Just to give a quick note to my guests that are listening, if you wanted to join in the line, please do so. You can hook yourself in. We have another caller calling in right now. Let me just bring the caller in. Ryan, you ready to talk to some callers?
Okay, sure.
All right. Hello, who's on the line?
Hey, good morning, Charles, and good morning, Ryan. My name is Sunil Gordon from Sunny Boy Farm.
That's my boy right there. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. I'm doing
awesome.
really well. Thank you.
There you go.
A little technical difficulties, but I'm here.
That's all good. That's all good. Ryan, I'm going to ask you to introduce this person on the line.
Absolutely. So Sunil Gordon, the founder of Sunny Boy Farm, and actually we've become great friends, but we initially met just under business circumstances. I believe Sunil had came to one of our social enterprise workshops that the Afro-Caribbean Business Network was doing with TCBN, and just learning about the work that he was starting, which was launching an organic farm and helping people understand like why growing your own food is important. That really resonated with me, and so he became a member of ACBN, and then we started to work together to launch this business. And now, man, that's almost been a year, it feels like, but Sunil can kind of go deeper into where he's at now with the farm and the CS8 baskets. He can explain what that is.
Yes, I appreciate that, Ryan. Charles, thank you for this platform. This is awesome. I just want to be able to touch people as well with my story, and you're doing an awesome job being able to allow people to do that. As Ryan said, I met him a year ago now with a seminar of me just trying to really establish my vision and my dream to fruition. And with that said, I wanted to start my organic farm business here in Canada, with the passion of just reclaiming the community farming lifestyle and the benefits that it offers, which is, that healthy mindset, the healthy body, healthy mind, healthy body. We started with the weekly CSA basket, and it's community supported agriculture. So what that pretty much entails is every week our customers and our clients get a $30 worth of baskets with organic vegetables that's been grown locally. This year we actually weren't able to grow everything ourselves. So with that, we were able to partner with a second farm that was able to supplement some of our produce that's grown the same methods that we want to be producing that, to be able to bring now our community with the fresh vegetables and that our community really needs now.
Now, I'm going to give you some story now. I went to your website and I actually listened to your video. So you're born and raised Jamaican.
Yes, I was. Yes, I am.
Yeah. And then the part that I like is like you're not trying to grow some normal vegetables here, okay? My man said, "Listen, some callaloo." I said, "Yo,
Yes.
That's what the community needs. It's not like some regular thing that you can get. There's somebody that's willing to get into the ground running and bring stuff to the community that what the community is looking for. So
Exactly. And no, go ahead.
no, and then I was just saying, why did you want to come and do that here? Like, there's many opportunities to do everything differently. Why all of a sudden you just said, my passion is to grow vegetables for the community?
All right. So to be honest, I never thought I was gonna be able to have my business here in Canada. I always wanted to go back home and start in Jamaica because I just wanted to go back. And my mom is back home and my brothers are mostly back home. And I just wanted to go back home and have my family understand and reclaim what we grew up on, which was going to our backyards and picking fresh vegetables and making a solid meal with it. And our family down there, they don't have the same drive and mindset to understand that they have abundance to themselves right now. So I always wanted to have it back home. And then to be here in Canada and then to see the same struggles, and me in my mindset of, you know what, I'm not there yet. I need this amount of money to have a down payment for a land. I need this to be in place in order for me to start first. And it just, having that mindset just takes you away from actually doing something. And to be honest, when I started, it was in a situation where I was in a very dark place. I was suffering from depression through loss of family members. My grandma died, my aunt died. I was struggling with financial issues. I was struggling with relationship issues. And I just went to this dark place. But I know what was kept me alive was my vision of knowing that I was destined for something great. And I started gardening again, and I started actually being in the ground and realizing what that is for me. And it just took peace for me. And one of the things I explain to people is, like, when I was gardening and I was actually taking the time to put a seed in the ground to make it become a tomato seed or become a potato or whatever it was, I was taking the time to put the nourishments to that seed to make sure it's flourished. But I wasn't actually doing that to my life properly. So I had to really come back and to myself and be honest that, am I really doing the same thing that I'm doing with the plants and doing in my life? And that correlation that I show people a lot is that farming and a lifestyle and then actually living your lifestyle is one and the same. There's a process that we have to go through, and with farming, you want a seed to become a plant, you got to have certain things in place. You have to have the land in place. You have to have a fertile soil. Then you have to have the energy of the sun and water and nourishments. But are we doing that for ourselves? Right?
So hold on. Hold on. So you're telling me I can't just drop something in the soil and it grow tomorrow? Come on, I've been trying to. Oh wait, tell me I can't have what I want the next day.
You see, and it's not always the case. You could throw a seed in the backyard and wish that you have the right soil to grow it, but we have to put the work in our lives and put the work in to really cultivate what we want in our lives, right? And that's one of the things I really want to make sure people understand is my business is more than just a business. It's more than just a farm. We're really tackling the mindset, the mind, the body, and soul on that holistic level to understand who we are as a person. I'm not sure if you realize my tagline, soul to grow, it starts with you. Because anything that we have to do in life, if we're not better for ourselves, how can we better out there what we're going to be doing? And that's the problem I feel that a lot of things we're suffering in this community is that we don't understand us as a whole. So if we could come out there and have ownership of our land and ownership of our food from seed to finish, then at the end of the day, we'll be able to put that same thing in our lives to know that we have to start somewhere with ourselves. We have to plant the right seeds within ourselves to be able to now have that healthy mind. So that's how the correlation really brings into play with the food and just, a lifestyle that we're really reclaiming is people have to start with themselves.
Yeah, and something to add on to that I really admire about Sunil is showing people like what patience can produce. And that's where, like, with ACBN, we wanted to really promote what Sunil's doing, not just because he's a member, but because by getting this message to more people, we're going to understand, one, that, like you're saying, like having control of your food products from seed to like your tummy is really important and good for your health, but also teaching like the youth in the community about patience and what it takes to cultivate something of value. Like nothing happens instantaneously. Even though we're in the Amazon age, it took Amazon a long time to build up to that scale. It didn't just happen overnight. Same with any other successes that you find. And because we're in this instant gratification age, when you have to slow down and plant in the soil, toil the soil, and water it, make sure it gets the light, you learn a lot of very valuable characteristics. And that's another piece of the business that I really admire about Sunny Boy Farm.
Yes, thank you.
So hold on, let's since we're talking about it, let's show them the rundown. So you came to Ryan, what month, what year?
Ryan, I came to Ryan was June 26, 2018.
Okay.
Within that time, yep.
And then when did you finally finish and get the business?
So I finally incorporated October 10th of 2018. So from June to October, I finally incorporated it.
Right.
Within that time, I was making sure I was doing my business plan. I was making sure I was doing my viability, because I know passion could sustain a business, but if you're not having your numbers right and letting people know you understand what you're getting into, you're destined to really be a shortfall if you don't understand certain things about your business. So from June to October, I was doing a lot of work.
Okay. And then Ryan, when you see somebody like this come into your doors, how do you go through the process? Like, help somebody out right now. I have listeners listening from like North Carolina to Canada, Montreal, all around the world. How's the process, and how can you help them get into their business?
Well, and like Sunil mentioned, the beautiful thing is getting the message around the process. And when you come and work with ACBN, yes, you become a member, and then you get that one-on-one meeting. So whether it be a Zoom call or a sit down face-to-face, and luckily Sunil and I were able to sit down face-to-face and really map out what the objective is, and then map out the milestones that are needed to launch. And I believe from the time that we were working together, we were able to launch in May of this year, and doing a whole event around the launch, and not just, oh, okay, now you have your business incorporated, good luck. It's like, what are you trying to sell? Going through that cash flow projections, breaking down how many you have to sell to hit break even, how many you have to sell to actually live the life that you want, creating those types of blueprints. And then the business plan around, now that you know how much you need to make, you now need to make a marketing plan that matches that goal that you set for yourself, and not just winging it. It's like, if you systematically create this machine can then be sustainable and allow you to do more of the youth work. So beyond just helping like map out the blueprint of your business, helping businesses to then launch and get awareness into the community, following along and making sure that it doesn't fall off, because we don't want businesses to start in our community that have great intentions and then they just fall apart because they didn't have the right structure or the right foundation. We feel like if we can help more of our businesses create that foundation that is solid and can be built upon, that's where we're going to be able to help more businesses aid in the community. Because if you're economically sound, all of a sudden a lot of other things get solved. And I know there's a lot of great organizations out there dealing with health in our community, justice, education. But if we fix that money piece and more successful businesses come out of our community, they're going to be able to put those resources into the other pillars and really make a solid community. I feel like a whole rounded, holistic community. But right now, we need to get our money right.
All right. So right after the break, I'm going to just jump back into you, and I need you both to think about this. When people are starting out, and when you were starting out, what was the toughest part of you starting to open your business? We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. We'll right after this break.
Hey, it's okay if you're driving or too busy to take notes. Charles has your parachute packed with all the info you need to jump into success. Check out the links section for all the tools you need to land safe. Now, let's keep falling with Charles and his special guest.
All right, so before we went to that break, the question was, what was the hardest part starting your business? What did you find out? Like, everybody goes in, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do this, I do this. And then that brick wall just comes up and you go, oh shoot, I didn't know that part, or that's tougher than I thought it would be.
Yes. You want me to answer first? I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you're the star of the show today. Ryan's just there. Ryan's just there.
Oh man! All right. So when I started, as I mentioned, I was working a job, but I was working, paycheck to paycheck, and creating a family dynamic to be able to provide for my mom back home and my brothers and everything else. And to be honest, the toughest thing for me was the capital. And I knew farming did not take a whole lot to start, right? But if you wanted to have it on a larger scale, you needed some capital. And what I had to do was to know that what I knew then and what I knew now is what I actually was executing back then. Was I was never the person to really look at, how I'm going to do it. I always looked at what do I need to have in place, who do I need to connect with, what part of my business can I utilize now, how can I do something now, right? So with the capital being a challenge, I ended up just starting on my balcony. I literally built a 4x4 raised bed on my balcony. I drained it and everything else. I just did my callaloo, my peppers, my okra. I did everything on there, and I shared it with my friends and family, right? And then from there, I actually was now able to, I need to put myself out there. I need people to understand what I want to, bring to fruition. So I started to, connect myself to different networks and going to people and not being shy about what I knew that I needed to have, right? And with what happened is that I just decided to just put myself out there, and I started to speak to people, and what led to, we have land that's just sitting there. Would you like how many pieces of land do you like to use? And then it went from, all right, we have some little sponsorship we could do here, no problem. But what I ended up always doing was every paycheck I got, I took something out of it to put towards my dream. I invested in my dream. I invested in myself. I was online. I was doing research on different methods that could work in Canada. I was connecting with different farmers. I was just doing something towards my dream. And the money just kept on coming little by little. It didn't come in a full abundance, but I just know that what came was enough for me to do something. And from there, I just keep building and keep building. Right. And, grants open up, and, funding streams open up. And to have me as a person that had credit issues and rebuilding, which is very common in our society, I had to be able to continue to push that towards myself, to rebuild myself, my credit, to now utilize that and leverage people, leverage my credit to be able to do certain things. But in the end, the best thing that I had to say to someone is just start, right? Just start, and little by little, put something towards what you have to do. And that's where I'm end up right now. And people just resonate with what I'm doing. They see my drive, my passion, my relentlessness, and not give up. And people will take that chance on you. If you believe in yourself, somebody else will believe in you too. But you have to start with believing in yourself first and what you have. I went out there knowing that I already had the farm. I lived it. I'm living it every single day, and if I'm able to do that and bring that out in somebody else to see the same, there's no stopping it, and we're only going bigger and bigger from here.
Ryan, is all your clients like this, or is it just he's just one of the kind? Was it?
Listen, I'll tell you, I have a special place for Sunil, but there are amazing entrepreneurs in our community, and even just recently doing this business grant competition, getting to meet all the entrepreneurs that are working on their dreams and being able to assist them in any way just to move them to the next stage. I feel like that's what I want ACBN and the Afro-Caribbean Business Network to become known for. It's like when you engage with us, we help you at least take that next step and keep taking steps, and soon you'll be running, and then you gonna leave us. But no, I gotta hold on. Listen. Remember, your community helped you get there. So actually helping them, I feel like they will aid the community better, right?
Yes.
He can leave, long as he brings me my okra and vegetables and kalu and stuff. You guys said he's planting everything. Like, hey, it's all good, right?
Yeah, and that's what a main, what's it called? Like an essential need. Like the food we need, you now have at least one option that comes direct from our community, and we can build more essential needs and keep adding to, circulating that dollar within our community.
So then let's go back on how the community can help you back, because I hear how you're trying to help the community with, you know, vegetables and growing and sowing, sow to grow. It starts with you. How can we help you?
All right. This is what I look at when I go out there and I speak to people. At first it was kind of, I felt a little timid. As much as I was an open person to speak to people, I felt a little timid knowing that I have something beneficial, but something that people see that's too good to be true. They're not always want to invest something into it, their time or money, whatever the case may be. So every time I stand in front of somebody, I take myself out of the equation. I try to really connect with them on that whole to see where they are at with their needs, and basically try to meet them at that needs. So if it comes down to, yes, I want to eat healthy, but I don't have the full funds right now, I work with them that way. Yes, I want to eat healthy, but I don't know what to eat. Okay, I'm not a full expert yet on what to eat, but I do know that at the end of the day, the things that you put in your body that it will be beneficial are greens, more greens and fresh stuff and less processed and less chemical. That's going to aid your body more. So what I ask from my community is to understand that we all started somewhere with a vision and a dream. I'm here actually now doing the work to live it, and I want to recreate that within them. But I wanted to ask that, I want people to understand that when they look to come and support me, is to know that, are you being your best version of yourself in that moment? And if you're not being the best version of yourself in that moment, we're able to now connect you in the process of eating right, but also understand the reason why you need to eat right, which is you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy body. Your mind is what's controlling your body. So if your mind's not good by giving it the same nourishment you do when you want to sleep to rest your body, you're not going to be able to do things properly in life. So we want to be able to
beyond just that too, we want people to actually buy stuff from Sunil. So Sunil has and I actually want people to do the calculation. Listen, you're out there going to this grocery store every week and buying these vegetables, compared to getting a basket of fresh vegetables from the farm. The pricing is actually very similar, and you're going to have this basket coming every week. And Sunil, if you can go deeper into how much the CSA baskets and what CSA actually stands for, but buying groceries from Sunny Boy Farm is how you'll help this thing grow.
100%. And I want people to understand the money part of things, right? And it's just, before people want to spend their money, they have to find a need to want to spend it. So this is why I want to make sure people understand the need is to be able to better yourself. And to look at the money part of things, just as you said, is you go into a grocery store, you pick up a head of lettuce, you pick up some tomatoes, and ultimately for one person, you're looking at about $45 to $50. That's just, you know, with not even including your meats and everything else. And then you come to your farm, and come to Sunny Boy Farm, and you look at what we're providing you. We're giving you a variety of things that are actually fresh, nutritious, and healthy for $30 worth of value, but also it's worth more than that. So when we show people the difference between what you're shopping for, not knowing where your food is coming from, and actually what you're paying for it, there's that big disconnect with it, right? So we want to make sure people understand that the value that you're getting with us, which is the CSA basket, community supported agriculture, it just means that exactly that. You're investing in your community, you're investing in yourself. You're going on the journey with me to be able to see the plant, see the seed from what it is to a plant now. So you're not just coming here to just just buy the vegetables. You're actually on that journey with me, right? And that's what we have to really reclaim, is that we are in this together. If you're not healthy, then nobody else is healthy.
So basically, you're trying to make it as a full round circle. So you come, your benefit for yourself is not just the benefit of the price, but it's the benefit of your mind and body. After your mind and body, you're reproducing into the field and the soil, which is the field and soil is your community. And then it's a full circle, and you're going to benefit as well, because you're putting in the energy and they're supporting you as a community, and that's how your business grows, that's how the community grows, and that's how you grow. Because what I think you're trying to push out is you love to see your business and the community grow, but if the person that's coming in the community is not healthy themselves, we're wasting our time.
How can you grow? You're wasting your time.
Right.
As simple as that.
Well, listen,
it is as simple as that.
It's been a pleasure. But before we go, tell everybody how they can reach you and how they can get you and how they can come to that farm.
Yes. Right now we're on Instagram. It's Sunny Boy Farm, SUNNYBOYFARM. And we also on website is www.sunnyboyfarm.com, SUNNYBOYFARM.com. Just send me a message on Instagram or reach out to me on my website, and we can be able to connect.
All right. And Ryan, thank you for bringing this special guest to us. It was interesting. It was informing. And we're going to see you next week, Wednesday, with another special guest, correct?
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right. You're using the Jump podcast. You can catch the replay if you didn't catch us live on jumppodcastshow.com. And, tell a friend, let somebody know, support this brother, his young brother, and what he's trying to do. Because if you listen to him carefully, you're supporting him to support yourself. Because when he does good, you're going to do great. Healthy mind and body. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you liked the show or have a comment, we would love to hear from you. Join our mailing list, and as always, check out our special deals links below. I hope this has inspired you to look at your life and jump. See you next week.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer. Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, hope you had a great time listening to the show. If you think I did a great job, please buy me a coffee. I still got a lot of work to do. We would love to hear from you, your feedback, so please click the link and leave us a review. You can help us grow by following us on all social media platforms and sharing this link. Once again, it's time for you to jump. Success is waiting.